airSlate's got me pretty excited
That's amazing.
about my business because I
Yeah.
needed something. I needed something to give my business a boost. The document management space is so competitive now.
Yep.
It
Yep.
seems like there's just so many out there pushing document management. What airSlate does is not that. There's a few companies, but there's not a lot
Hmm.
that does what they do. And I think a lot of them require a little coding and stuff too. So
Right. Right.
I'm not a coder, so I'm struggling figuring out the no code stuff. So I sure wouldn't want to try to figure out the coded stuff.
Right. I know. What's the name of your business, or what's your website?
RyaTech, it's RyaTech.us, RYATECH. Not a very good website. I don't use it for a whole lot. I
Mhm.
have a customer base, and it's all businesses. I think 42, 43 businesses. I lost 3 or 4 document management customers in the last couple of years. So
Yep.
I've been looking for the past year, really. I've been looking at different products and different things that I might could add to my business that is
Yep.
along the lines of document management or business processing. And so I found PDF filler and was going to
Uh-huh.
do an HR project with PDF filler, and it was an idea. And I kept seeing airSlate, and I finally read about it one day, and then that's when I kind of got excited and signed up as a reseller. And
Where did you hear about airSlate? Where did you hear about PDF filler, and then how did you get to airSlate?
I found PDF filler over a year ago when I was looking for a PDF editor,
Uh-huh.
an online PDF editor,
Hmm.
or something that would allow us to do electronic signatures
Yep.
with a PDF document online.
Hmm.
And PDF filler was it, and it was easy enough to use. So
Hmm.
I used it for one
Cool.
project. It wasn't a big project. It was just they wanted a fillable PDF
Right.
form that they could put on their website. So we did it. So
Hmm.
then, yeah, so that's how it was there. I learned that PDF filler, there was 2 sister products, airSlate and
Sign now.
Sign Now. So my next thing that I want to do is I'm thinking about ditching my CRM because I only use it for lead management,
Hmm.
prospect management, and customer data. But I think, and I'm a big Google fan. I use Google Workspace, so I'm
Hmm.
thinking about using airSlate in my business and try to develop some sort of a lead management where when they go to my website and fill out a form, it'll put them in a spreadsheet
Uh-huh.
and tag
Yep.
them with different things that are searchable. Or I could even set up probably an online database or something and have that data put in it. But
Yeah. It's it's
there's,
flexible enough for you to do kind of whatever you want.
yeah, it is. I mean, when you start thinking about applications for it, just based on what you know it does, there's a lot of things you can do with it.
So is that three kind of use cases that you have so far?
That's 3 use cases. Yep.
Yeah. I would love to. Yeah. Go ahead.
County work orders, onboarding a new hire, and the business license. I'm trying to make a business model out of this product.
Totally. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
basically they have these work orders, and in the mornings people will call in by telephone and say, hey, there's a tree in the road or whatever, and the workers would take the work order on paper, go out, they would write down the address, okay, and the person's name. They would go out, fix the road, get whatever out of the road, and then that evening they come back, bring all the work orders back in, and the supervisor signs off on them, and then they scan it and file it into their document management system. So the commissioner asked me, he said, I'd like to engage with the public more, and I would like to have an app. He said I would like to have an app or something that will allow people to go put in a work order digitally and us receive it digitally and be able to upload pictures or something to this app, like a before and after picture of,
Hmm.
like, if there's a big tree down in the road, they want to show how bad it was, and they don't want to show how well they cleaned it up and cleaned up all the debris. So
Uh-huh.
before and after pictures. Well, I had just signed up as an airSlate reseller, and I was just vaguely familiar with what we could do, and actually ended up figuring out how he could do that. And we're automating it all the way. We're putting a link on the website so they can go to District 2, fill out a work request. It's going to go to this guy at the office. He's still going to print it out and give it to the workers because they don't have laptops or iPads or anything.
Hmm.
I'm hoping that might change, and we can take the paper out of the process. He's still going to print that out. They're going to bring it back, and he's going to log into the slate, and he's going to finish it, sign off on it and that sort of thing. And then when he signs off on it, it's going to send an email notification to another manager that's there. And he's going to be responsible for going and downloading it out of the slate and putting it in the document management system. So it's almost a totally paperless process, except for the workers out in the field. We got to get them some devices they can fill it out, on the device. We haven't gotten there. He said, for now, let's just print it, let them take it, bring it back, and then I'll go in and finish it. So he'll be going into the slate and actually opening it up, signing off on it, putting a date on it, and upload any pictures that they bring back.
Cool.
So
that's
a real simple, it's not a lot of workflow stuff, but it's a use for it. Then on the other hand, I've got a company that has bought a license of airSlate, and they're not using airSlate. They just wanted me to build it. And it's an onboarding, HR onboarding, where they're onboarding employees. So we've sat down and mapped out, okay, we're going to have an application. You're going to open it up with a link on your website. So where it says apply here, they're going to fill it out. And there's a part down at the bottom of the application, which is not available to the applicant, but it's got a yes and no on the interview status. So if they click no to interview, it automatically sends a thank you for applying email to the applicant. If they click yes, these are radio buttons. So if they click yes, then it goes to the next step, which is going to send them an email thanking them and they've been chosen for an interview. How would you like to interview, via Zoom meeting or in our Laurel office? Laurel, Mississippi is where the office is. Yeah. And this morning I came up with just on my own, I was looking on airSlate's website and I saw where you can collect payments in a form if you have a Stripe account, right? So one of the problems in the county that I live in is businesses are not, the business license aspect is slipping through the cracks. In other words, a lot of businesses don't renew their business license, and the county has no way, they have no way to track who's not buying a business license and who is. So I've sent out a proposal this morning to the administrator of the county, proposing that they hire me to ensure that they don't miss any more business license, because if we can drive businesses to a simple basic information form and then automatically send them the business license application after that form's completed, and we take the data collected in that form and we have it via a bot, which I already know how to do this, we have that information put in a Google Sheet. So now they can keep up with who has paid their business license. And I hadn't finished the process, but I think I've got a couple of questions for some folks at airSlate about, how can we differentiate who has paid and who hasn't, based on a spreadsheet or some kind of data collection. So I think I'm onto something here, and I bet there's a lot of other counties in my state that are not sure if every business is renewing their business license, because that's a good chunk of revenue for any city and county. So if we can figure out a way to automate that business licensing process and also track who's paid and who hasn't, which I think we can do all of that with airSlate. It's great. It's just going to be a great opportunity. It's like, I've been in software sales for 21 years, and it's like, it's the scenarios where you can add money to their bottom line. That's what gets their attention. So if I can go into a city or county and say, you have X number of businesses in your city, do you know how many business licenses were applied for last year? Well, hopefully they have that number. Well, why is it only 250 people or businesses when you've got over 600 businesses? So we're missing a lot of revenue. I want to help you. I want to help you bring in that revenue. By automating and tracking who is buying business license. So that's something that I'm, I like to have a kind of a vertical market or horizontal, whatever you want to call it. I like to have something that I can sink my teeth into and say, okay, I don't have to know how to do every automated business process, but if I can learn how to keep cities and counties from missing revenue.
You could you could be the guy, you know, in the whole area who helps
Oh,
counties keep
think
their
about
bit.
yeah,
Yeah.
no, man. Think about it. I
Yeah.
could just focus on Alabama. There's so many
Right.
cities and
Right.
counties in Alabama. I
Yeah.
wouldn't ever have to worry about a job because
Hmm.
I could just, and once I get the testimonies, on my website, I'm thinking about even doing a whole new website just for the business process.
You kind of have your customers, or are they sort of lined up and ready to go? That first deal is sort of, they're on board. You just need to fix some
Yeah.
problems.
Yeah. I've got a couple on board. They haven't paid for anything yet,
Right.
but they've said, yeah, we'd love to do that. Just, get us a proposal, work us up something. But I haven't done those two proposals yet because I did actually sell a license of airSlate to this pest management company, and that's the one that I need help setting up the onboarding.
Yeah.
That's where we are. I'm trying to get past this first one and learn about these. Like I told her earlier today, is where I'm struggling is where the bot fits into the flow. How you fit
Got
the
it.
bot into the flow? How do I know
Got
what
it.
part of the flow that's going into?
Yeah.
And then the email notifications. So I just got a couple of little things that I need to get better at. I need to learn why I'm having such a brain fog with the bots.
Yeah.
I
I'm
know what the
gonna,
bots can do, but
yeah.
how do you put them in there?
How do you
That's where
implement
I'm
them?
struggling. Yeah.